What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review, and today there is a new comp out on PBE that is absolutely dominating lobbies. This has really started to pick up steam over the last day. This is Meeple Veigar. At least that's what Daskley, the player who posted this Reddit guide, has called it, and it's been performing insanely well. So what's the idea behind it? The main idea is that you can play around a core of a few Meeple units. The dream is to go up to 7 Meeple, because if you guys haven't played this set yet, on 7 Meeple, you get this cloning hex, right? You put a unit in it, and it starts, it's exactly the same as 5-cost Hui back in the day, where you can like paint a unit essentially over time. Or if it's a 1-cost unit, you paint a single copy of them every single round. What that'll allow you to do is very quickly spawn in a Veigar 3. You can tempo this very nicely because Veigar is a fantastic unit. And then you can paint other things. You can paint Corkies, you can paint bards. There's so much that you can do. There is also just this flexible idea with this board. There's a lot of different packages you can play. The Lewis of Fate Jax package fits perfectly with the Veigar Corki and then the Bastions here. Obviously, Caitlyn, Maokai Pantheon, also a really, really nice package that you can play with this board as well. So a flexible board. You can see just an absolute disgusting match history for this player who's just been spamming this every single game on PBE. And then you can see a kind of like capped version of the board here. Eventually, you can do stuff like pivot out of 5 Meeple. So we are going to be watching Kojnid play this today. Kojnid, a fantastic EU player, has actually reached tier 1 in EU. I think he was out of tier 1 last set and then did well enough in regionals to make it a tier 1. So congrats to Kojnid. I met Kojnid at Paris, and he was a super, super nice guy. Actually gave me a recommendation for a perfume shop that me and my fiance, my then girlfriend, now fiance, should go to. And my girlfriend at the time, fiance now, was absolutely blown away by it. So Kojnid, not only a great TFT player, but also a great wingman. So shout out to him. But yeah, we start off here with a Poppy and a Meepsy here. So you can see some idea of, okay, maybe we could play towards like a Meeple type game plan. Our items, I would say, don't really jump off the page to me immediately as being Meeple type items. The tier definitely does save it though. All right, first augment here, Pandora's Replication, Bodyguard Training. I don't love Bodyguard Training first augment unless you know that you're really going to be able to make it to level 8, level 9 with a lot of gold. So I don't like this augment too much. Pandora's, I think, an okay option if you know what you're going to be playing. I think Replication would be the one that I default here. Look for maybe like a Replication Rod. Go for like Shojin, JG, Deathcap, something like that. Electrocharge I don't really love so much either, but I don't love Replication first augment either, to be real with you guys. But you got to take what you got to take. I think Salvage Bin in many ways is kind of like a more easy version of that augment. We do also get Urf as a potential option here, and he does start looking at his items, but I don't think he sees anything that he's too excited about. So yeah, we just make the Rek'Sai 2 and play this Rek'Sai 2 plus Bruiser opener. And yeah, I mean, honestly, we don't really have that much of an opener yet. We have the Morello, which great components, honestly. So yeah, we can just triple slam or 2.5 slam onto this Akali here and have a good time with it. And we're looking at some kind of clip here. I'm not even sure what he's looking at there. Probably like, oh, something bugged on PB, who knows. I guess the other thing to talk about is that, spoiler alert, we are playing a Meeple game. But what opener is Kojnid holding on to here? He's holding on to this Primordian opener. Primordian has very quickly become one of the dominant openers this set, just because of the effect of, if you guys played Astral back in, oh god, was that set 7? Set 6, set 7? It definitely wasn't set 6. But if you guys played Astral, it's kind of a similar idea to this, where this is a reroll trait that prints you units. And reroll traits that print you units are very dangerous because you can end up in this world where every single round you're printing units, sometimes at 2 cost. Farming 1 gold or 2 gold per round is a lot of extra econ. And so if you are loss streaking, especially, but even if you're win streaking, if you can get away with it, you always want to be able to have in Primordian to start farming you econ. There's these few openers, Primordian and Timebreaker, the big ones in this set that they really, really allow you to accelerate your early game if you are playing around them. So just be on the lookout for those at any point. Tiny dupes show up here, actually. So that's an interesting one that you you can theoretically take, I think the only time I'm really excited to take this usually is if I'm going for like a really like a one cost hero augment, right? Like a bonk Nasus. I love this. This is like Giga High Roll. Outside of that, I don't know. I would be just looking at the Warmogs here, but we'll see what Kojnid wants. Theoretically, I guess you could take this and dupe some stuff, but we have most of our upgrades already. So hey, maybe we'll see something crazy. I'd love to see him take the tiny dupes, but I personally don't think the value's there for Kojnid in this spot here. I believe it is still, yeah, PBE is still bugged. I haven't talked about this in a video yet, but PBE is currently bugged where if you put that unit that you take there, if you click the left side, it gives you the right side unit. And if you click the right side, it gives you the left side unit. How did such a thing happen? Spaghetti Games riot code. I mean, hey, that's what PBE is for, right? To find and create bugs like this. So hopefully that'll be fixed at some point. I wouldn't be shocked if there was some kind of like hotfix patch that goes out, because they did hotfix patch. If any of you guys played against the disgusting Tom Kench bug where that guy could basically just print infinite loot, it was like if you emote next to him, he printed loot, which is just kind of hilarious to think about. But yeah, if you guys played against that, that has been fixed. They got a fix out for that really late in the night on Friday. I mean, shout out to Riot Games. You know, obviously nobody wants bugs to happen, but in terms of a company that fixes bugs quickly, I mean, it's just absolutely crazy how quickly this company can fix these bugs. I mean, like, yeah, the fact that, you know, they solved that after working hours on a Friday, I mean, it's just shout outs to them. So yeah, Riot, we love Riot Games here. All right, we fit the Aatrox back in. I'm not actually sure why we cut the Aatrox in the first place, unless he really, really liked Jax for some reason. But okay, we get him in here, get the Nova back in, and we have a nice opener. This is the nice thing about this comp is there are all these little packages of units that fit together really nicely. So, you know, you can hold on to all this different stuff and feel very good about it. You know, we get to play around the Caitlyn here as an AD item holder, but had we had the Veigar 2 or something like that, then we could play around Veigar. So very easy to just play any kind of like flex opener into this line. Hold these meeples. Bastion's a great front line, flexes in with so many different things. We are going to make True Biss on Caitlyn here, the death cap plus the IE. I mean, it you know, probably gives her a little bit more damage on her crits. So, you know, I've seen worse, I guess. But, you know, we are also kind of figuring out what items we want to build in this spot. I imagine we are going to end up in a JG, but we'll see here. And this is also a very close fight that we are going to lose to this Lysandra board. Okay, second augment here. Pandora's bench here. Second win, high voltage. Pandora's is a really interesting option with the painting. And yeah, he is just going to immediately snap that off here. There's a few things that you can do with this, with the painting. One, you can use this to do something like accelerate your Veigar 3. Once we get to 7 Meeple, we can start rerolling, you know, 1 cost and dig for more Veigars. We can also use this in combination with the painting to make it really easy to hit a 3-star 4 cost, right? I mean, if we reroll this Karma, I mean, eventually we're going to find one of the Meeple 4 costs, which is already huge. Just getting an early, you know, Corki or an early Rammus would be amazing for our early game. But yeah, the other big thing is imagine that we're painting a Corki and rolling for a Corki. At that point, it starts to become inevitable. And the other thing about this comp is with the painting and with the fact that this comp is just not that popular right now, it's very easy to go for 3-star 4 cost, right? How many times do you see people playing around this Corki unit? In my experience, not that much, though I think he's definitely getting more and more popular as this line becomes popularized. So, you know, maybe after this video comes out, be on the watch for some Corki players out there. But for now, it's not that contested of a line. So it's quite easy for you to say, well, I'm the only player holding these Corkis. Maybe people are holding onto Rammuses because he's a Bastion, but maybe not. And I can just dig for a 3-star 4 cost and have a very easy go of it. And I think that is what Mr. Kojnid wants to go for this game. All right, second carousel here. We haven't really talked about the carousels that much. I mean, the Varus all 4 cost shop sounds pretty good in this spot, and we can also take Meepsy here. This looks amazing. Not only does this give us a very good shot at hitting the Meeple 4 cost, but it also gives us, you know, the 4 cost that we can put into our Pandora's bench here. So yeah, really big pickup. This does also diversify. We've taken 1 Soraka, 1 Varus right now, which is pretty nice. We are going to level up here, roll once. We do find the Corki, which is big here. And yeah, I think he is probably just going to roll all of these 4 4 costs. It's pretty expensive to hold, you know, all of these on your bench, but I mean, sometimes expense is worth it. Also, this is a cool little middle game board here. He said, you know what? It's actually not better for me to play Meeple yet on this board. I might as well fit the Karma for Darkstar here. That's Voyager with Meepsy, and throw the Kindred in here for a good Nova. This is a really cool little mid-game board that we're playing for a sec while we wait for the Meeples to truly arrive here. So yeah, really cool. Ooh, we do find Rammus in our shop, which is huge. We do have the ability to pivot into 7 Meeple now if we want to. He is going to pivot into 5, 6, 7. Yep, there it is. The 7 Meeple has arrived onto the board here, so we can start cloning. You'll see, we have 2 Veigars at 3/6. You would never in a million years think about playing 1-cost reroll from this spot under any normal circumstances. But these aren't normal circumstances. These are Meeple circumstances. So we can actually sit here slowly print this Veigar and eventually reach, you know, a Veigar 3, and boom, we get another one. We get some gold there. I don't know what that was from, actually. Does Meeple also print gold? I actually have not. I mean, I guess we will see. I don't know why it would print 3 gold there, but hey, I mean, we would take those. Nashor's JG built here for the Veigar, which is really nice here. Pick up the Aurora, double Nashers. Oh my god, looks so good. And we printed another Corki, and we can start building items for Rammus. Rammus, one of these gargoyle style tanks, really likes you know, stuff like gargoyles, just getting all this extra armor on him. Yeah, let me go back to when Kojnid hovers his ability here so we can look at it here. You know, he gives himself a big shield, and then his meat bonus is that he reduces incoming damage. So he's very similar to Leona from last set, where getting a bunch of this armor MR makes it really hard for anyone to do any damage, because he's reducing flat damage and he's reducing damage via armor and MR. And then he also, you know, does damage with his passive based on armor and Meeple. And we do get, oh my god, we get Trubus Manubis here. We get Gargoyle Redemption, as it used to be called, and another Gargoyle here. This looks amazing. Yeah, I mean, the spot is just coming together beautifully for Kojnid here, and he is still just sitting here, printing Veigars, having a good go of it, and eventually looking for that Veigar 3. It's crazy, right? We are just carrying a Veigar 2 here, but, you know, not too bad here. Oh my god, and we get Corki 2, which is amazing as well. All right. Component Heist, I would be tempted to just rip Giant and Mighty here, solid combat. Do we need red buff, blue buff? Not really. Component Heist is an interesting idea because you have this somewhat stable spot. I don't know if I'm stable enough to want to rip Component Heist here. I think I would just want the combat, but if he's really confident. They did nerf Component Heist again, by the way. It's 6 player combats now, which is so long. Isn't this augment untakeable, actually? 6 player combats? Yeah, I just grab Giant and Mighty here. We do see Soul Awakening. Soul Awakening has also been nerfed pretty decently here, but we do kind of need the damage, I would say, so I could see that. He's also looking at low-key Commerce Core for 3-star 4 costs, but does end up just landing on the Soul's Awakening is just a solid combat augment, which, yeah, it has been nerfed, but, you know, still not so much that he doesn't want to play it, especially when we do have the world's biggest Rammus here. We are just waiting for him to become 2-star. If we can find Rammus 2 off something like this Pandora's Bench, then we are going to be in an amazing spot. And we do lose to somebody who has 50 TGs on the board, which, I mean, unlucky. Make another Veigar. So yeah, I'll be real. I have not played a lot of this vertical Meeple, but it looks like every time we hit a Veigar 2, it also prints us 3 gold. I mean, that's kind of insane. It doesn't say that in the Meeple trade at all, right? I'm not crazy. Oh, it does say gain gold. All right, I'm just a noob. Okay, so you gain gold and a 1 cost. Oh, who knew? Who knew? Probably anyone who's played Meeple this set before. But to be fair, it's what? It's Saturday. The set came out 4 days ago in earnest, and I'll be real, I have not fielded 7 Meeple on my board at all here. But after I get done this VOD review, I am legit gonna go queue it up and start playing 7 Meeple, because I mean, I did. So yeah, it's not only Hui painting Veigars every round, it's also painting gold every few rounds. Lesser Champ dupe is pretty tempting. Big question here is, okay, well, sorry, he's answered the question. No spoiler, you know. The big question here is, do we want Varus or do we want Soraka as our god? You know, Varus is going to give us that HP onto our entire board. You almost definitely want Varus the more that I think about it, because you're getting these 3 stars essentially for free, right? We're going to print 3-star. We're going to print, you know, maybe 3 stars of other stuff here. And so Varus's God Boon, if you guys haven't played around it yet, gives you more HP per star level on your board. And so each, you know, extra star level of hitting something like a Veigar 3 is going to give us more ability to get HP onto our entire board. And the HP scales really well with Bastion. So it's just, yeah, it's just it's just beautiful. Honestly, it's just everything that you could ever want in this spot. We do also print the Rammus too, which is so good. Gonna throw the Pantheon in right now as just you know, some kind of replicator to fit on the board. And we are in this spot here where we are 1 round off painting the Veigar 3, which is gonna be pretty cool. I would say a Veigar is gonna be pretty cool here, and we will be able to see. I mean, you can see this is Veigar 2 dealt 7,000 damage on this board here, and Veigar 3 is incoming here. Get a little bit of extra gold, print here. Now, like we talked about, we already have 4 Corkis, 5 Corkis actually, I can't count, and 3 more units being rolled on Pandora's bench, and we're slowly going to print a 6th Corki. And so if any of these units roll Corkis, all of a sudden we're on 6, 7 Corkis. Then, you know, if we roll a few more, we're at, you know, 7, 8, 8, 9 Corkis and 9 Corkis. Prints a 3-star. If this is your first time ever playing TFT, that is what having 9 copies of a unit does. You can see it on the Veigar right here. Just, you know, I want these videos to be accessible to the pros and the players who, you know, haven't been playing for that long. Okay, last item here. So we are done with Veigar items. We are done with this guy items, Rammus. The main things we're missing at this point are any amount of MR Shred and any amount of Heal Cut. Heal Cut's the big one, right? You can theoretically reach MR Shred by fitting in Nova here. Not sure if that's what we're going to do, but it's something that you can think about. You can't do that via... You can't get Heal Cut via Nova is the thing. So, yeah, that's something certainly to consider in this spot. So I would really be digging deep for Heal Cut here, trying to find any kind of Giant Spelt here. You also do really want, you know, odd components, because we have odd components. It looks like, yeah, he's open to taking this because this does have a Void Staff in there, so we can get our MR Shred down. Does mean that we are going to be skipping out on Heal Cut, which is pretty rough. I also don't know who's holding this. Yeah, it's going on to Fizz. All right, he's the Fizz believer. I mean, seems, you know, not the worst, so we can play around this for now and continue to roll down. We do. Ooh, wow. I thought for sure we would hold on to that Shen, if nothing, just to roll it. But he's saying, you know what, I actually, I just have full faith that I'm going to hit a 3-star 4 cost here, so I would rather only play for a 3-star 4 cost this game. That is going to be my win condition. There is also this guy in the lobby who is a bit of a problem for us because they're holding on to one of our Corkis. That does still make it hittable, right? Especially with the Hui Paint. Hui Paint is not going to respect pool. You can paint a unit that is not in pool, so it's very easy for you to still hit that. But you know, it would be nice. It's going to be a lot easier to roll into the unit if we are not going for the paint here. You'll also see that we you don't need to roll any 2-star 4 costs at this point. There's no point to pick up something like a Thomas Kench because we just need 1 Corki at this point. All we need is to roll 1 Corki, and then we'll have painted the second one. So and then, you know, we are done at that point. Yeah, he also hovers the Varus Boon there, which, if you guys haven't seen this, gives you 18 HP for each total star level in your army. The 5-cost odds thing is honestly kind of just gravy here. Maybe could find us a bard. But the big thing is we have all of these upgraded units and even, you know, 3-star units with something like the Veigar here. So we can count star level, but my guess is it's a lot of HP. Almost I think every unit on our board is 2-starred except for Rammus, or except for Gnar and Veigar here. We're also just going to roll down here, keep Rammus as an option open as well here. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the board, we have, what, 6 2-star units, so that's 12 plus 5, 15 plus 1, that's 16 times 18, and 16 times 18 is what we in the business call a whole lot, 288, almost 300 extra HP. Our entire board here, you think about something like you know, a cybernetic bulk in the past, which is given around 300 HP, and that's for every unit with an item. So we are getting a better than cybernetic bulk this game. Print the Corki here, and are going to just take a Warmogs so that we can break down these items and make Morello. Beautiful stuff here from Kojnid here, saying, I always knew that I wanted to get to this this Heal Cut here. That was his idea, is that we can make Void Staff, then use that extra rod to eventually break down and find the Morello here. So smart stuff. He also looks like he's actually going to print a 1 cost here just to try to farm some extra gold, right? He doesn't really care that much about printing the last Corki because he thinks there's good odds that we roll into it, I guess. Huh, it's interesting. I would have thought that you would just want the inevitability of printing, but looks like he is right. We print into our Corki, and that is that at this point. I guess the other idea is that, like, printing is quite slow to hit a 4 cost. We're 32 HP, whereas if you roll these 1 costs, you're farming gold, you can use use that gold to then roll. Also, I guess fuel your Pandoras, but I mean, Pandoras is really just digging for one copy, not like we need to play any upgraded units. But yeah, I mean, at this point, Corki 3 and Veigar 3. The biggest thing about this Corki is it adds an extra 18 HP to our board. So now we're actually crossing 300. Okay, not really. But, you know, definitely something nice in this spot here where we're feeling pretty good. This person not really able to go for Kindred 3. They have 4 copies, and we are holding 2 to deny. Bro, Kojnid, what are we doing? It's PvE. Don't we want to chill a little bit here? Oh my god. All good, all good. Well, we are absolutely just dominating this game at this point here. Going to move really nice items to Corki at this point. Just going to make the, oh my god, these items are disgusting. The IE, blue buff, last whisper here. And then we do have to sack out our MR shred for this, but don't think it's too bad here when you can get a fantastic Corki 3 in this spot here. Just mowing down people, 24,000 damage. We roll another Corki, actually, hilariously enough. Get Bard onto our board as well. Fantastic unit. Ideally, you actually want Bard closer to your more important units here, though I don't think it's going to matter too much in this spot here. I guess we're going to go for Rammus 3 as well. Might as well go for it, but yeah, Bard gives extra meeps to the units closest to him, so this is actually just a real blunder from Kojnid. It's probably going to troll the entire game by not having 1 extra meep on Bard here. That will probably be an 8th because of that. Oh, we do actually we find another Rammus here, so we're actually not far at all off of hitting Rammus 3 as well in this spot, and we have 3 2-star 4 costs sitting on our bench here. So can we hit the double 3-star 4 cost, the Rammus and the Corki here? We will see. Haven't pivoted out of 7 meeple at all this game, by the way. In a normal game, right? If you're not printing 3-star 4 costs, like we see in the Reddit post, which I'll have in the link down below, you can think about, you know, going for better traits, right? For Bastion, other stuff. Oh my god, we do hit the Rammus as well. It's so gross. It's so gross to get the JG here. Ivian, wait, he ran away. Why did he turn his cam off? He was so embarrassed that his spot is so good that he actually just turned his cam off here. Rolling down for, I guess, Nunu 3, but I don't think we are gonna find it in this spot here because this guy has 3 of the Nunus out. So gonna be, I would expect, a pretty easy fight win for Kojnid, and yeah, just an absolutely dominating performance on this line. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. People always say I don't shout out my Twitch enough, even though I shout it out after every game, but go follow my Twitch. I'm live at least 5 days a week. I will probably stream today, Saturday at some point, and maybe Sunday as well, just because I'm loving the set. I want to play more, but go follow me there, and check out my Metafy as well for all coaching needs. All right, see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Bye.